All right, guys, welcome to episode 3 of DJ's Backcourt. This was a special episode because we're not actually talking about any NBA games that have been going on. This episode is going to be our GOAT tier list. That's right. That's
Mhm.
right. Who's the GOAT? Who is the NBA GOAT? Now, this isn't a traditional list where you have, one, two, three, four, things like that, but it's a tier list. So superstars are grouped together, and the people who are in that same tier, that's up to you guys to decide who's better and who's not. What we did was just put them together. Now, obviously, if you're in tier one, or if you're in tier one, we think those players are better than tier two. But the players that are within the same tier, that's up to you guys. We just put them all together. Um,
What already? You
yeah,
already okay.
yeah. All right. So, Justin, this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna start from tier three.
Okay.
You can name. We can either go back and forth, like you give a name, I give a name, or you can just give me your whole tier three, and I'll give you my whole tier three, and we can talk about it.
Let's do all of tier three, and there's a fly in here by the way. But all of
Same, we
tier
got
three, yeah. All of tier three, and then all of tier three. You can go back and forth with that.
Okay, okay. You want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Oh
So,
snap! Oh snap!
okay. So my
All right,
tier three.
tier three.
Oh, it's weird doing this because I was gonna explain if we're doing it's controversy. Okay.
It is. It's gonna be controversial with like nobody's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Kobe.
Ah, I knew it.
No, I'm
I knew
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
I know. I know. I
Sorry.
know. I know. It
Okay.
hurts. Ah, man.
That kind of hurt. Shaq.
Shaq. Oh, oh, tier three. By the way, guys, so this is how we broke it down. Tier three, you have 10 players. Tier two, you have 5 players. Tier one, you have 3 players. Yeah, Shaq in tier three.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna explain myself after the fact. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Oscar Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, KD, Wilt, Giannis, Jerry West, Dwayne Wade, Charles Barkley.
Wait. That's a nice lay. Hold on. Okay. So break, hold on. Go through it one more time. Okay. I heard.
So to explain more of my tier three list,
Okay.
the players like Kobe, Shaq, Hakeem, and Wilt, they can all be tier two. They can all be in some people's eyes. Kobe's a tier one player, and sometimes some people's eyes, Shaq is a tier one player.
Yeah.
But because of who I had at tier two, I had to cut corners, and there's only 5 players in tier two. So, um, Kobe, Shaq, Wilt, and Hakeem, they can all be in tier two. They can be replaceable. You can make a great argument for them being in tier two. Giannis, I think that Giannis is basically in tier two. Like he's better than a lot of players I would have considered in tier two.
Mm,
And the accolades match it too.
yeah.
DPY, MVP in the same season. Jerry West, the logo. Um, that man in the playoffs, he was a playoff riser. He averaged 27 points per game in his career. He was a bucket. And yeah, he was kind of one of the originators of what we know now. A lot of these players, if they're old, the older players, they're more so pioneers that kind of represent us like the players that we see today. And
Yeah.
then you have, of course, Oscar Robinson. I can explain that because me and you, we had this one conversation on the phone. We should have been had a podcast because we had a conversation on the phone and we were just looking at random players like of 2K. We're looking on 2K, right? We're looking on 2K to see like Hakeem Olajuwon, look at his stats. And I'm like, wait, 26, 12, 5, and 5. Wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
we're like, wait, we knew he was good, but we didn't know he was this good. That's why I
Yeah.
say Hakeem Olajuwon, he can be a 2 tier player. Like he's easily a 2 tier talent, maybe a tier one talent, but I had to cut corners. He's
Yeah.
replaceable to be in tier two. Um, but with Oscar Robinson specifically, bro, I remember we had this conversation on the phone. We were like, hey, bro, Oscar might be better than Kobe. He might be like we looked at his first 5 years. That man averaged 30, 10, and 10 his first 5 years. I'm
Yep.
just like, he might be better than Kobe, bro. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, Dwayne Wade, um, so Dwayne Wade, in my opinion, is the third greatest shooting guard of all time.
Yeah.
And I do think defensively, he's one of two players to essentially get the most blocks of all time being a guard. Defensively and offensively, man, averaged 30. He just never won an MVP. You know, he played in the same league as Kobe. His career is cut short by injuries. But I
Yeah.
think if we're thinking about the peak of Dwayne Wade, right up there with Kobe because he won as the leader. And immediately when he came in the league, he had it. He had that. While people say Jordan had that or whatever the case may be when he came in the league, Dwayne Wade had that. So great leader, defensively a two-way player, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, defensive guard of all time. Well, not probably not the greatest. So probably goes to Gary Payton or something, but one of the greatest guards at the defense, and then also offensively, one of the greatest as well. And then you have Charles Barkley, which is, in my opinion, he's the greatest player to never win a championship. And I kind of had to include them in this list. Maybe I don't want. Here's also another disclaimer: because we were limited by only 10 players, there's most likely like 10
Yeah.
other tier 3
There's,
players of
yeah,
all time.
there's definitely that. Like as I was making the tier list, I was realizing that I said, you know, we really are splitting hairs because tier three could be 20 players when you really
Yep,
think.
yep.
But same thing like tier two. Tier two honestly could have like 7, 8
7 to
players,
10.
maybe.
7 to 10. I think really it could no, not 10, but like you
Plus
just
like
said,
7, 7, 8.
8 maybe.
Yeah. But continue. You don't have to explain everybody, by the way. But the ones you do want to say, like you want to give you a reason, definitely give the reason.
I think if someone listens to this video and clicks off the video because I said Kobe the first name, I'm sorry. I had to do it. Well, no. Kobe, he's really a 2-tier player, but I didn't have enough room for him. I didn't have enough room. I probably should have put him tier 2.
It's okay, man. No, this is your list. No, this is yours. This is your tier list.
Every day I go back and forth with this.
Yep.
Every day I go back and forth with the name that I have in tier 2. That's the last name in tier 2. And I think you know who it is. Hey, I think you know who it is.
Okay.
So that's all. Oh yeah, Wilt, really a tier 1, tier 2 talent, but I think people have accomplished more, and I think people have impacted the game probably a little bit more. Yeah, that's kind of hard to say with Wilt, but I think other people have impacted the game more
Yeah.
and have impacted their teammates more because Wilt, in the beginning of his career, he was probably more about himself, than about the whole team, or he just didn't have the help. But he learned how to lessen his game later on in his career. But at that point, I have other players on here that's done that for an entire career. So, yeah.
Okay. That's all. That's okay. So, okay. I heard the, so give me your whole list again. I heard the explain. Give me just so I can have it in my head. Give me the whole list again. Tier 3.
Kobe, Shaq, Oscar, Hakeem, KD, Wilt, Giannis, West, Wade, and Barkley. Now, Dr. J, I thought about Dr. J. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dr. J probably in tier 3. I should probably say Dr. J, but I don't know where to put him over. Maybe Charles Barkley because that man want no. I'm gonna have to put. No, I'm putting Dr. J above Barkley.
Over Barkley? Okay.
I gotta do it.
Okay.
Dang near above Wade because of his accomplishments in the ABA too, going into the NBA.
That's the thing about Dr. J. Like,
yeah,
the ABA is people say, bro, he was like Michael. He was Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. Like,
yeah, Barker out. I'm sorry. Now you're later
he
on
said
the
Barkley's
list. You're later on the list. You're later on. Dr. J, I gotta put the respect on Dr. J's name.
Man was hooping in Converse, bro.
He really carried the ABA, and he dang near carried the NBA. When he came in, I think 1976, he came in the NBA and carried the NBA.
Yep.
A dunk contest pioneer. Nah, I'm sorry, Dr. J. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one thing too that I was gonna say. I don't know about you, but when it came to this list, it's a combination of yes, your skills and accomplishments, but like I'm also categorizing your greatness, like to the game of basketball.
Yep.
Like that matters when you have this conversation, because there's plenty of players that we could argue skill wise and talent. Oh, but how was their greatness viewed in the game on the game of basketball? Like that's a part of this conversation. Okay. So that was your tier 3. All right. Here we go. My tier 3. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not that far off from your tier 3. I think I honestly have like 3 players that are different, but we have mostly the same players. Kobe. I had to do it. I had to do it.
Why would you do it? Why would we do that? Let's not tell them the context about Kobe with us.
It, it, it's not to say like it's like you said, Kobe is tier 2S, but I'm sorry, he has 5 championships. The biggest thing everyone says, Shaq got 3 of the MVPs, bro. Like that's one thing. The second thing is like I feel like there are just other players that I don't want to say can do more, but they're just more efficient at what they do. Like that's just how.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been dealing with a cough.
And I will say this though, and once again, Kobe, like to me, Kobe had the greatest in-game performance that I've seen, the 81 points. Because I think, first of all, they were down like 20. And they needed every single bucket. So once again, this is not saying Kobe, he's like, to me, he's at like probably top 2, like best in-game performance ever.
Yeah.
But it's other factors. All right, let me continue on. Kobe, I also have Akeem Olajuwon. Also have Wilt Chamberlain. Have Oscar Robertson, Kevin Durant. I have Larry Bird in tier 3. Yep. 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 I have Larry Bird in tier 3. I knew I was gonna get you with that one. I have Dirk in tier 3. I have Isaiah.
Dirk.
You said what?
I was thinking my Dirk too.
Yeah, I got him in tier 3. I mean, my reasoning behind that one. Okay, let me explain the Larry Bird thing for one, because I already know. Larry Bird, I understand Larry Bird's skill set and what he can do, and I understand the lore of Larry Bird as far as the trash talk, shooting with like I understand everything about Larry Bird, but it's kind of the Kobe argument. Like, I honestly just believe that there are other players who are not only just better, but have done more. Like, it's not even just better, but I believe there are players who are better and have done more. And it's splitting hairs. I think Larry Bird is a tier 2 player, but because of the list and I had to cut corners, I had to drop him to tier 3. I had to.
What do you think top 10? Because there's 3 in top 3. I mean, three in tier 1, 5 in tier 2.
So it's only 8.
Yeah.
I got to think about that one. It's him. I'm not gonna lie. Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant are 2 of the hardest players to rank. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what I'm confused about, or what I would say is, Larry Bird is literally the type of player, like we play 2K, right?
Yeah.
Larry Bird is literally the type of player that you would play like in 2K.
Exactly.
You play like Larry Bird, like you would literally play like Larry Bird in 2K. And
Mm-hmm.
the things that you value as a basketball player, LeBron James without athleticism,
Larry Bird,
a little bit higher IQ because he's not that athletic. So at that point, can make every pass on the floor, can shoot the 3, can post up, get your teammates involved. Defensively, he was good too. Made all NBA defensive teams.
But one thing I will say this too: another reason why I didn't put Larry Bird as high, or the thing that split the hairs was the teammates that Larry Bird had. I mean, that not the whole time, but I'm splitting hairs here, man. I'm splitting hairs.
Is Magic on a list? Is Magic on tier 3 list?
You didn't let me, but we gotta keep going though. I gotta keep going. I know we gotta keep going. All right. So Larry Bird, Dirk. I have Isaiah Thomas in tier 3.
No, I forgot. No.
You forgot Isaiah Thomas?
No. I had him on my tier 3 list, but I forgot to put him on my phone. No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas, 2-time NBA champion. He won 2 chips when he played in the era of Magic, Bird, and Jordan, and won 2 titles. I mean, you like, come on, as a 6'1" point guard, bro. Like that's insane. I think he's like what? He's on the all-time assist list. I just forgot what number he is. He averaged like 20 and 10 during his prime. Like the dude was balling. And like I said, 2 chips in the middle of Bird, Magic, and Michael Jordan. Like that's crazy.
He was that guy.
Dwayne Wade. I also have Dwayne Wade on my tier 3 list. And also have Jerry West in my tier 3 list. So, like I said, majority, we have pretty much the same list except for those 2 to 3 guys.
Actually, no, because, okay, so when I was thinking about my list, I had Isaiah Thomas in the list. When I went to go write it down on my phone, I forgot him and then I instead said KD and then Giannis. So I'm gonna take out Barkley on my tier 3 list.
Mm-hmm.
Put in Dr. J.
And then
I'm
Dr.
also gonna take out. It's
Tough,
between Giannis and KD. It's between Giannis and KD. I'm not gonna lie to you.
tough. I would say Giannis. If it was me, I would say Giannis. I know.
Are we sure about that? Are we
Yeah.
sure about that?
Oh yeah.
Giannis
Because
to
for
this day
me,
is averaging 105.
the reason why I have Kevin Durant in it is because I mean, okay,
Okay.
yes, we have all the accolades and things like that, but what we've seen recently, that dude is like quite literally the most efficient scorer I've ever seen in my life
I'm
from
gonna
anywhere on the court. Like it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna put a hold on Giannis because I'm gonna wait for him to play out his career because I was like Luka's a talent. As a talent, he's up there, but he just hasn't accomplished as much as these other players have.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take Giannis out. I'm gonna put Isaiah Thomas back in there. So overall, I have Kobe, Shaq, Oscar, Hakeem, KD, Wilt, Isaiah Thomas, West, Wade, and Dr. J. At my tier 3.
Okay. 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 Now back to this Larry Bird discussion.
Ah,
Let me tell you, man. Look,
ah.
like I said, I understand. I don't think it's like I don't think he's not a tier two player, and he probably would be number nine, number 10. Like he probably, but like he was okay. He won the MVP 3 times in a row, which like only like
Wait, yeah. No, 3 times in a row. I forget. Yeah, no, 3 times in a row. Nah, bro.
I know.
Bro,
He won the MVP 3 times in a row. But when we okay, let me put it to you this way: when I get to the tier two and tier one, then you will understand my reasoning. It's hard right now because like we
you guys
have
got the same list in two tier and tier 1 and tier 2, bro. We got the same list. Let's be
no,
honest.
we don't. We don't. I told you we don't. You thought we was gonna have a tier three until I threw Larry Bird at you. See, I'm telling you, bro. Nah, bro. If you've heard the way I've talked about goats in recent memory, my list may be a little different than you think. Um, but like I said, Larry Bird though, yeah, he was MVP 3 years in a row. Um, he was a 3 time champion. He has a Finals MVP. I think he has 2 Finals MVPs. Um, but there are a few guys I think who are ahead of him who either I think they're just better and they've done more. Like that's a simple way I can put it. I know, heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, bro. It's Larry
Now,
Bird.
think about it from the perspective. Okay, well, let's get to tier 2, and then I will talk about more Larry Bird.
Okay.
So you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Uh, I can go first on this one. Nah, you go first. We'll alternate. Yeah, you go first. You go first.
Okay, tier 2: Tim Duncan, Magic, Bird, Russell, Curry.
Ah!
Curry with this shot.
Well, you said Duncan, Magic, Bird, Curry, and who?
Bill Russell.
And Bill Russell.
I had to have Bill Russell in my tier. I couldn't
See,
put him in tier 3 because,
okay,
and I couldn't take him all the way out either. Now, people have him in tier 1. If you win 11 chips, I don't care. I do
yeah,
not care.
yeah,
You're the ultimate. You can be an ultimate role player. I don't care. He's never lost a game 7. I think he played 10 game 7s and never lost. I do not care who you are. If you do that and you never lose a game 7, you're the epitome of clutch.
mm-hmm.
So you got to be at least, even if the stat, like, first of all, the narratives, like, I'm very interested to see, like, narratives about different players at the time. That man won MVPs. Bill Russell won, what, 3 to 5 MVPs? I don't know how many. It's either ranging from either 3 MVPs to 5. And he won an MVP when Wilt averaged 50.
50, yeah.
And Oscar Robinson had triple-double. So at that point, yep, I'm having Bill Russell in my tier 3. Bird and Magic, to me, are very close. I think Magic, you can say the same thing about Bird, about Magic.
Yeah.
Magic, yes, he led the team. I think what you were probably going to say about Magic, though, he led the team. He organized the offense. I think with Larry Bird, he didn't organize the offense. He didn't lead. Well, he led the team, but he
He
didn't
led the team.
organize.
He was a leader. Like he was a leader, yeah.
He led the team. Now, I feel like they're more of the same player, just that you give a little bit more shooting the bird. You give
Yeah.
you give a little bit more. I don't know. I think the point guard skills though may, in your opinion, kind of take him above Bird. I'll take Magic above Bird, but I think it's very close.
Yeah.
Now, Duncan and Curry. Now, Curry and Duncan have something in common. They've literally taken that franchise and built it from the ground up. And Curry, I think Kobe may be the better individual talent per se
Mhm.
in certain respects, but I think Curry's impact on the game,
Yep.
and then also um, what he's done for Warriors. The Warriors, I believe, the range of how much they costed, right? I think it was like, I'm just throwing numbers out there. I saw the stat, like it may not be completely accurate, but it was in the millions. It was like 300 some million, 500 million maybe. That was how much the Warriors were worth before Curry.
Yeah.
Now they're worth like 3 billion.
Yeah, I would say they're
They're worth like
multi-billion dollar
billion.
company.
He literally took that team from nothing, not nothing, but from the
They
ground.
were they were something. They had the We Believe Warrior. They were something. They weren't nothing.
But they were the laughing stock. They were literally. It's almost like LeBron. What LeBron did in Cleveland. They were something, but LeBron. I mean, Jordan always,
Yeah.
Jordan always LeBron told them. But you get it, you get it. If you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
Jordan literally was pre LeBronto. Like he's named the city after Jordan at that point, right? In the 90s and 80s.
Yep.
So what Curry did for that team, I think is essentially what Tim Duncan did. I would take Tim Duncan over Curry though, because Tim Duncan nearly went 6-0 in the finals. It wasn't for a mistake. Really, you can say Greg Popovich coaching error, like but not
Yeah,
keeping it
honestly.
because Chris Bosh got that rebound. But he also missed that tip in. But whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, 5 chips. Never won a DPOI, but he was always essentially one of the top 2 or 3 best defenders
He's
in the
like,
league.
yeah, 15 time all defensive team. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also in the finals, 2005 or 2003 finals, he got basically got a quadruple. Like he's done like so many different things. He's
Yeah.
Mr. Consistent. He's Mr. Fundamental. He kind
He's
of
like the
leads.
only by the way, I think he's like the only superstar that has like over 1,000 wins on the same team. I think.
Yeah, so him and Curry, they're kind of similar to me. They're kind of the culture of the team. They're the system. They're the culture. And I
Yeah.
think with Curry, just like like what LeBron did in Magic, is you revolve an entire offense around that player.
By the way, Duncan's a 2-time regular season MVP.
Yes. So
3 times finals MVP. I thought he had 2. Oh wow.
yeah. So at that point, I think I would take them in my tier 3. Now, like I said, the first 4 players I named in tier 2 or in tier 3, I'm sorry, they can be interchangeable with tier 2.
Yeah.
Like Kobe, Shaq probably more. Shaq probably should be my tier 2, but I put him in tier 3. Oscar and that was it. Akeem. You can put Akeem there based on his impact on the game.
Yeah. And the fact
So
that he didn't play basketball until, he was like,
like in college, like
yeah,
in like he was a high schooler or something. Whenever you start playing basketball, yeah. So I do give him extra props for that, but in that's my tier 2.
okay. Okay. That's actually not a bad tier 2. And when you hear my tier 2, so let me put it to you this way. The difference between your tier 2 and my tier 2, instead of Larry Bird, I have Shaq. That's the only difference. I have Shaq in my tier 2 instead of Larry Bird. And that's one of those things where I'm like, I just feel like a player's better that did more. Like it's just
I'll take that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
like
I'll take that.
that's why I
Shaq
said when you hear my tier,
like
like when you
12 and 3 block, yeah.
the man in the playoffs in his absolute peak, the man was giving you 30 and 15.
Yeah, you're right. You got this
Like
one. You got the Shaq one. You got the Shaq one. If you replaced it with somebody else, I'm like, but Shaq.
no, that's why I was like, bro, you gotta wait till I get to the list and you will get it. Like you will get it when I get to the list.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but everybody else is the same. Like I said, Tim Duncan, Magic, Bill Russell, Steph Curry, and I have the same points. And for me, for Steph Curry, I understand your point. I agree with the Tim Duncan, but for me, it was quite simple. The name of the game is called basketball. Put the ball in the hoop. He's the greatest to ever do that. It's as
The
simple as that.
greatest ever shooting. He's talking about shooting. He's talking about shooting, y'all. He's
Shooting,
not
yes,
talking
shooting.
about the greatest player.
I'm not talking.
Yeah,
No, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not talking about like you still
talking
have
about
other aspects of putting the ball in the hoop, but when it comes to shooting, they make the joke when he gets out of bed, you gotta guard this man, bro.
you gotta guard him at the bed, bro. You gotta
Like
put a
it's
watch on him, man.
like
Yeah.
it. The dude, he changed the geometry of basketball. I think him, like in recent memory, past 20 years, him, Shaq, and like Dirk, what we see the NBA today is because of like those three players, basically. Shaq, he said it, he removed big man, like he pushed him out. And then when they saw Dirk, it was like, okay, people need to shoot. And then Steph, it just all came together. It just all came together because of those three. But anyways, that's a different conversation. Magic Johnson. I mean, 5 chips, nine NBA Finals appearances. He has 2 Finals MVPs. He's like, regarded as the best point guard of all time. If not, Steph Curry. Like either way, it's 50-50 at worst. At worst, it's a 50-50 discussion. I think
I'll
he's
take Magic over Curry personally, but there are times where I'm like, I'll take Magic. I'll take Magic because that 10-year window, 8 finals in 10 years,
yep. He has 5 chips. He got 5 chips with 2 Finals
5
MVPs.
chips in 10 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. And he
He's
won
at the top of
Finals
the
MVP as a
SC.
rookie. As a rookie, you win Finals MVP, and
Yep.
you were legitimately like, yeah, you're that guy. You're
You're that
basically
dude.
a top five player. You're playing like you're a top five player, top three player in the league
Yep.
when you're a rookie. At least in the play, like in the finals. So
And the thing is, with Bill Russell, to your point, bro, 11-time champion. You're like, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? You can't say anything. Okay,
yeah,
you don't want to put them in tier one because they played in a different era. I ain't taking them out of my tier two. Like the man was so great, they named the Finals MVP trophy after him. Like,
hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's sickening. And then like the thing is, you know what's sick, bro? Jerry Westbrook won the first Finals MVP and he lost.
yep.
That's why I think he played against the Celtics in '69.
Uh,
In '69, that was Russell's last year. I don't think they named the award after him then. That would have been crazy if they
I don't
would have
think it.
named.
No, it wasn't then. But like,
That would have been crazy if they would have named the award after him, and then
mhm.
he's playing in the finals. That's crazy.
No,
But
yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah. That's how great Bill Russell is. Yeah, Shaq. I mean, like I said, bro, Shaq, the man probably had one of the most dominant runs ever. He's regarded as the most dominant force in NBA history. I mean, 3-time Finals MVP, three-peated. I mean, he won a regular season MVP in 2000. So basically, at the beginning of the three-peat. What else did he have? All defensive team. Like he could do it on both ends. He can do it on both ends. That was the thing about Shaq. He was so dominant offensively, but yeah, he can still give you like 2 to 3 blocks a game. And 30 and 15 in his prime with like 2 or 3 blocks. And he was a scoring champion. He won a scoring title twice.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
um, so that also forgot he won a championship with D Wade. That one, it's like not forgotten about, but it always feels like I have to like throw it in there. Like, oh yeah,
Because he wasn't in the forefront. He wasn't in the forefront of that championship because even in the finals, he didn't have the best series. That
yeah,
was Dwayne Wade. That's why I said when I said Dwayne Wade, I'm like he had it when he entered the league.
yeah.
He's very
All right, so we had a little technical difficulty, but that's okay because we're now moving on to our tier one list. All right, so before we get to tier one, let's recap our tier three. Let's recap our tier three list. I'm gonna start with mine. I had Kobe, Hakeem, Wilt, Oscar, Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, Dirk, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Jerry West. Justin, your tier three.
for my tier three. I have Kobe, Shaq, Oscar, Hakeem, Wilt. I replaced somebody. I didn't write their name down. Oh yeah, Dr. J,
Yeah, yeah.
Jerry West, Dwayne Wade, somebody else. Dang, I
You
forgot
take
to
out
write that.
Isaiah Thomas? Didn't you take out or
I want to put. I'm tempted to put Elgin Baylor. I'm tempted. Like after what I just witnessed, bro.
tell him
After
what you
what I
just
just
saw.
witnessed.
Tell him what you just saw in the middle of our technical difficulty. What you tell him
So
what
we were talking about. I said LeBron James should have had at least a few 10 rebound seasons averaged in his career, right? And I'm like, yeah, eligibility averaged 15 rebounds a few seasons. And I look at his stats. The first year he was in the league, he averaged 25 and 15. Okay, some inflated stats, inflated rebound stats, inflated stats overall back then. Okay, but then I started looking down. I was disappointed because I saw 35 and 20. He averaged 20 rebounds a game. How do you average 20? How tall was he? That man was like 6'6". He was like 6'5", bro. He averaged 20 rebounds.
Even if you adjust for inflation, that's still like 12 rebounds.
It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. It don't matter what era. I don't care. Like, bro,
20 rebounds, bro. You could have been playing.
And I should have known because him and Wilt were really like they were getting 70 points. They were getting 70 points here and there.
Yeah.
So at that point, Elgin Baylor just never won a chip. Technically, he didn't because he retired and then they won a chip after that. But
that's tough. That's tough.
Isaiah Thomas, I might take out KD. I'm dang near about to take out. I don't want to take out KD though. I'm not gonna take out KD. Dwayne Wade, and Elgin Baylor.
Hey, I wouldn't be like. I don't think anyone would be mad. Well, somebody might, but I don't think people would be that mad if you took either one out.
Okay, this is hurting me. I'm not gonna put Elgin Baylor on the list, but he should be. He should be in tier 3. He should be. He very much should be. I'm not gonna lie to you. He should be.
I think, yeah. We'll say honorable mention. Honorable mention.
It should be in tier 2, dang near. But anyway, let's go. Let's continue.
Yeah, averaging 20 rebounds. All right. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So now we're on to tier 2. My tier 2, I had Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, Steph Curry, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan.
I had Tim Duncan, Magic, Bird, Russell, and Curry.
Yeah, because the only difference was Bird and Shaq. Yeah. So okay. Now on. Wait, what?
So those two can be interchangeable, Bird and Shaq. But really, Shaq, I can understand that. Yeah. Tier 2.
Yeah. Now on to the big 3.
List the same tier 1.
This is most likely going to be the same tier 1. Are you ready? Iguodala. No, just kidding.
Yo, you crazy. You crazy. You should.
No, I'll start with this.
To be honest with you, it should be Brian Scalabrine. Like
Brian Scalabrine? Oh my goodness.
Greatest player of all time?
The greatest player of all time, bro. Yeah. Antoine Jameson. Anyways, all right, tier 1. This man couldn't even say they just shook his head. It's gonna be the same 3. I'm Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah. Pretty much self-explanatory. I'll give my explanation just for people out there watching, just if you have a different tier 1. Michael Jordan, do we even need to explain? I mean, it's Michael Jordan. I mean, Defensive Player of the Year in 1988, which was that the same year? Wait a minute.
Yep, he averaged like 35.
Yeah, he averaged 35. No, he averaged 35 and led the league in steals. Yeah. I was like, how did he get? It was something he did. So by the way, he did that twice. By the way, he led the league in points and steals twice. By the way, I saw the clip when he dropped 63 on the Celtics, and there was the interview before the game started, and the interview was like, "Yeah, so this is the Boston Celtics. Like, what are you guys gonna do to win?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna have to be a 5-man game, and we're gonna have to outplay them as a team." 63.
He probably had that mindset, but nobody was doing nothing. Bro, like name 3 players from that team.
It was so funny though. He's like, he literally said it's got to be a 5-man game. We got to beat them as a unit. Goes out and drops 63. Insane. But highest scoring average of all time, or at least tied for the highest scoring average of all time. 11 scoring titles. Probably the most athletic guy during his era. Like, yeah. Yeah, like during this peak, like nobody was more athletic than him. There's so much more that we can get into with Michael Jordan, but like there's like I think we had this conversation because of Michael Jordan. I think that changed the way superstars were viewed on the court. Like it's no coincidence that after Jordan, we started getting, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, like Kobe Bryant.
Hero,
Huh?
they try to duplicate the hero ball what Jordan did, but they just couldn't duplicate it.
Exactly. Like that's that, and like I said, that's not a coincidence. That's because of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, I think he's the greatest two-way player of all time. And that's because I know people don't like the term two-way because it's like, oh, basketball, you're supposed to play. But if you're talking about just strictly offense and defense, and we'll say at least for a wing player, um, yeah, he's the best two-way player of all time. Um, he also led the league in, oh my goodness, he led the league in steals, point steals, and minutes played. That man was literally doing like in the same season, like he had like the most minutes played, average most points, average most steal. Like dude was a monster.
Yeah,
Dunk
locomotive.
contests, all that. Um, he averaged 41 in one of the finals, by the way, which is
93.
93. Yeah,
Him and Shaq, greatest finals performance. You know what? Shaq's tier two, but like I'm still gonna have him on tier three because of this video. But like him and Shaq, the best finals performances of all time. Two of
yeah,
the best.
yeah, definitely, definitely. um, so yeah, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. LeBron James, 10 NBA Finals appearances. Forgot Jordan. Can't forget the 6-0 with the 6 Finals MVPs. The reason I didn't say it because it's a given. Like, come on. Same thing with LeBron James, 10 Finals appearances. He has four chips, four MVPs, the most points all time, but not just the most points all time. He's the only player to have 40,000 career points. We all know LeBron James for his Herculean efforts of getting to the finals, like in '07 or 2018. He has 8 straight finals appearances to go with the 10 total. I mean, he also led the league in assists. He kind of redefined what it means to be in your prime. Like because of him, we have to question, like, are these dudes still in their prime or they're just that good to where like they're really not. They're just like that good, even in their later seasons. And then the 3-1 comeback, that's pretty much synonymous with his career, the 3-1 comeback. And then you have Kareem, for the longest time, up until a few years ago, he was the all-time leading scorer. His record stood for like 40 years or something like that. Second all-time leader in points. 6 regular season MVPs, two Finals MVPs, 4-time leader in blocks. By the way, and people don't know that. Like I think
People
people
didn't
kind
track his, people didn't track blocks too until like his third, fourth, or fifth season too.
of exactly. So he led the league in blocks 4 times, and there was a few seasons where he didn't even track it. He was also he won 2 scoring titles. He was Rookie of the Year. He's one of those guys, kind of like LeBron James. He was a 19-time All-Star. By the way,
Mm.
people don't know this. This man won Finals MVP 14 years apart. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't care if it was rookie to year 15, 14 years apart, bro. What? Or 13. What are it like 13, 14 years apart? Like, bro, insane. And then people have him regarded as the best center of all time with like the most unstoppable shot of all time. So um yeah, yeah, that's my
So,
tier.
so for me, my tier is the same thing: Jordan, LeBron, Kareem. And with Jordan, greatest peak of all time. LeBron, greatest longevity of all time. Kareem, greatest shot of all time.
Okay, I like that. He said no. He said no ifs, ands, or buts about
Very,
it.
very, very, very simple. Like
That's why, and that's why I felt. I didn't even say this about LeBron because I said Jordan. Jordan's like I said, Jordan's the best two-way player of all time. I think LeBron's the best all-around player of all time. And then to your point, Kareem. I mean, it's the shot, bro. The unstoppable shot. Like he couldn't do nothing.
beforehand, I don't know if people still say this. They would say Kareem had the best, greatest career. A lot of people say that. I still think that LeBron has the greatest longevity, and then Jordan has the greatest peak.
Would you say okay? Would you say that longevity is career? Like, are you talking about greatest career? Like, is that hand in hand or? Like, would you say LeBron's had the best career? I
No,
mean, we don't even know what's going to happen yet, but
LeBron's had the best longevity. I think Kareem, he had the greatest career. 6 MVPs is wild.
that's wild.
And if
Winning
you win Finals
finals.
MVP 14 years apart,
Yeah.
that's also, I mean, either way, just as accomplishments alone, if you just put them on a piece of paper, wild, just
Okay, so
wild.
you have greatest career, greatest long. That's still hard to like greatest because for me, greatest longevity is your career. Like because you.
Well, a lot of things I believe. Well, I
Okay, do
think
you want to say
Kareem
this
did
then?
one
Greatest
more thing.
resume, greatest career, greatest
The
peak.
career is the resume. So at that point, the greatest
Okay.
longevity is you're just sustained greatness. But greatest career is you've done so much of your career where it's the combination of longevity, combination of longevity. You can say combination of longevity and peak. So
Yeah,
it's
you can say that.
basically
Yeah.
kind of the combination of Jordan and LeBron's circumstances. You combine them in one player with Kareem. You can say
All right.
that. So
So you're the best. You say best peak, best longevity, best career. Okay, I like that. I like that. Um, yeah. If there's any player, now that we've said this list, if there's any player that you would think about putting in tier one, if not, then no. But if you did, who would it be?
could you repeat the question?
So if there's a player from any of your tier two or tier three that you would think about putting in tier one, not saying you have to, but if you had to think about it, who would it be?
Just one player?
Yep. You don't have to replace nobody, but you can add to it.
There's two players I'm thinking about, but I'm gonna say Bill Russell
Okay.
because, like I said, that man literally went to 7 game 7s. I mean, 10 game 7s and never lost. 11 chips. I was gonna say Magic. It depends. So I think I would put Bill Russell because of you. He's reliable. He's gonna show up. He's not gonna score the most points. He's gonna get the most rebounds probably. Not gonna
Mhm.
score the most points. He's gonna make the right plays, defensively and offensively. He's gonna make the right reads. He's gonna make the right pass. So I'm gonna choose the dependability factor. Now, Magic is someone I will also consider, but since we're playing one player, then I would say Bill Russell.
Okay. For me, I was between two players, actually two different players, actually. And you'll hear my reasoning after I explain, but it was between Shaq and Curry.
I was gonna say
Um,
Shaq, but I was like, nah, Magic. Yeah, keep going.
but the reason why I said Shaq or Curry, because when I think about my tier one, I think about different reasonings, right? So you have your the older legend, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? You have, like you said, the greatest peak, Michael Jordan, and then you have that sustainability and that longevity of LeBron James. So then when I think about other players I would factor into their tier one, at that point, it's just straight up who's just like literally some of the best of the best to do what they do. To me, that Shaq, Curry. Like those two guys, when it came to what they do, like nobody does it better. Like nobody does it better. Um, and so that and I think because of that, I would probably say Shaq. If I had to think about putting one, I would probably say Shaq.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so yeah, that's a pretty good list. I'm not gonna lie. I think the surprise for you was definitely Larry Bird up until the explanation.
Yeah, Shaq is just he's really one of those players. It just depends how you look at Shaq. If you look at that, if we're looking at peaks, if we're making a tier list based off of their peaks and not their careers per se, things may look a little bit different.
Yeah,
Not really, but you would probably put Shaq at tier two.
yeah, yeah. There's definitely arguments for it. I think the surprise for me was when you didn't have Isaiah Thomas originally.
No,
Because
like I didn't. I actually did. I just forgot to put him on my list.
oh,
I,
okay,
I
okay.
I did, but I forgot to put him on my list, and then forgetting about him when I was writing stuff down, I put like Giannis on there when I should have put Isaiah.
Yeah. And I think another person that we both had in our tier three that I don't think many people would have is Dirk. And like I don't think people really understand how good Dirk really was. I mean, once again, people say jokes about things, but they're like for real. Like, they be, oh, he beat Kobe and KD and LeBron in the same playoff run. But when you think about that, it's like he beat Kobe, LeBron, and Kevin Durant in the same playoff run. like,
I will
like
say my argument against Dirk is that what was he? Okay, what did he do before
he's
that?
like he's top 7 on the all-time scoring list, isn't he?
No. I said what did he do before that? Before that, he was known as Irk Nowitzki.
Yeah.
No Dean Dirk. Just like they did no, they called him Mason Kidd because no, he had no J, no
Okay,
J.
you can say what was he before that? At least he made the finals before that. So it was shown that okay, he with his skill set and leadership can take his team to a final. Now I know when it comes to great greats, we split hairs, so making it is not enough. But if you're asking a general question of well, what was he before he won? Well, he made the finals. He was like, like
He was a perennial playoff team, 50-win team. He won 60 games a pair of times, but he was first seed, lost to the Warriors in a collapse kind of upset.
and he was
This
oh yeah, but he was also an MVP too. Like before he won the finals, he was an MVP.
He was MVP the same year I just said that. He's MVP the same year that he lost to Warriors, which makes it kind of worse when you think
Tough.
about it.
That's tough. I'm
Because
not gonna hold you.
think about
That's
it like
tough.
think about
Yeah.
it like this. Sometimes accolades can work against you if you don't deliver. Because what if someone was a defensive player of the year, MVP, and made it to the finals, but they choked the 3-1?
We need to go
Like
back and we're gonna have an episode about this. We're gonna go back and look at where we go MVPs and DPOYs and see what happened to each of those players each year.
with Giannis, like I think when you accomplish things, it kind of stamps your career because with Giannis, that man won MVP and DPOI and didn't win a championship. He lost to I think Jimmy Butler, and people were getting on that man. So I think it depends on the circumstances, but winning awards can hinder you if you don't deliver and or if you flame out in the playoffs. If
I
it's not
mean,
your fault, it's not your fault. But
even
if you
to a
out,
I was like, even to a smaller example, Marcus Smart. Like I made this joke, bro. I said, wait a minute, this man won Defensive Player of the Year, and they traded him. like,
people don't talk about that because
like,
Rudy Gobert getting cooked. That man Marcus Smart kind of got cooked in the finals. I know it was screen
yes,
and stuff, but that man got cooked in the finals
like
against Curry.
literally, he got
Curry
deep,
was cooking that team,
got cooked in the finals, and then got traded. Like,
and that was number one defense. And Curry cooked them dudes. No one talks about that now, but they talk about Gobert. Gobert gets cooked, but dang, like it didn't happen before.
yeah, yeah. DPO wise, they get. I mean, they say at some point you're gonna get crossed over, you're gonna get dunked on, you're gonna get like it's gonna happen. Like even to the best defenders because
Yeah.
you're out there guarding the best offensive players on a night to night basis. So
Yep.
somebody gonna catch you. Somebody gonna catch you. But I just thought that was so weird. I was like, he won DPOY. Y'all just traded this dude. Dang, like he was that bad. Like
They got better. They got better with Drew Holiday. They got better. He's more efficient. He's just more efficient for what they do. And he's probably the better defender. He's a better defender. I'm sorry. He's a
yeah.
better. He's a better defender.
Yeah. But okay, that is gonna pretty much wrap up this episode of DJ's Backcourt. Like I said, this was episode 3 with our GOAT tier list. You guys heard our GOAT tier list, and you guys can comment who's in your GOAT tier list. And if you agree with what we said, that's cool. If not, that's still cool. We want to know why. Why would you have this person? Why would you not have this person? So we just want to say thank you guys for listening. Justin, anything you want to say before we go ahead and sign off?
No, I do. I'll talk to you about it afterwards.
Nah. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Jokic.
Jokic. Oh my, why are you bringing up Jokic, bro? The big yoke, bro. Why are you bringing up the big yoke, man? Come on.
He should have won 4 straight MVPs, Deontay. Let's be honest here. He should have won 4 straight MVPs.
Okay.
And he won a chip to stamp it.
But he didn't. He should have won 4 MVPs. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's crazy. Because we said this, bro. When we like in the middle of his run, after they won the chip or during that same season, I remember we were like, bro, this dude can go on a 5-year stretch of just domination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his team has gotten worse every year since they won.
Yeah.
They got rid of Bruce Brown or they couldn't afford him.
Who does that remind me of? The Lakers? No, I'm just kidding.
The thing is, well, yeah. But they didn't change everything. They
got
never
marginally worse each season, and it just kind of.
My theory is too with the Denver Nuggets because they have to pick up more slack. with everybody, people not being there, it makes it harder for the other people there. It makes
Yeah.
it harder for Jamal Murray. It makes it harder for KCP. That way you can guard them easier, or you can key on them more because you have less role players that can do the things that they were doing, like Jeff Green, KCP, Bruce Brown. So yeah, I think that it's really just them four. Well, yeah, them four: Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, and MPJ. It's
Mhm.
just them four, and then everybody else, maybe Christian Brown, but other than that, not really getting that much production from anybody else, especially in the playoffs. So, but I would say Jokic, he's probably an honorable mention in the tier three. He might dang near just be in the tier three, but may have to replace. I mean, I don't know who to replace. Maybe KD because Jokic is so good that not to think about replacing KD on that list. He's
I
that good.
I think
He's
Jokic is a weird case because if Jokic would have repeated, if he would have went back to back, I think a lot
oh
of
yeah,
people,
yeah, no doubt, yeah.
yeah, and I hate this argument because it's one of those, but he didn't do it. But it's like, but we all know if he did, it would be no question. Like it's the Luka argument. If Luka won a championship, that's the only thing he's missing. There is no actual argument against Luka being like a top 20, 25 player or whatever the case may be. It's really not. Like the guy has the skills. And we know he's clutch. We know he can take his team deep. Like we know this. The only thing he's missing is get a ring.
I would it MVP and then I think a ring and then an MVP. To really just
I,
because I think if he never won an MVP, then that would be kind of weird because we look at players like Kobe
yeah.
and that man had like 3 to 4 MVPs. I feel like we would hey bro, that might be tier one. Like so it's weird with Luca. I think
I would say MVP, but the MVP voting is just so like I can't rely on the voters. Like I can't rely on that. You know what I mean? It's hard. I can't rely on that.
hey, sometimes bro, the results happen because you're that good.
But
So
be let me look at this man's stats, bro. Cause I swear this man been balling and like he hasn't won. So it's like once
I
again,
mean,
we
up
see
until
it.
last year you probably should have won, but before that, they just had people had better seasons than him. He was phenomenal, but they just had better
Man's
seasons.
averaging 28, 8 and 9, 27, 8 and 8, 28, 8 and 9, 32, 8 and 8, 33, 9 and 9. Bro.
Last year he probably should have won. I'm not gonna lie. Last year he should have won it.
Even the year before, 32, 8 and 8. Wait, they didn't make the playoffs that year. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, last year is the year he probably should have won it. But when you look at all the all-time greats, they at least get one. And then also, if you're that great, the results come. The results just come, bro.
They do. I feel like if he even if let's say he wins a championship, but he doesn't get the finals MVP, I mean he doesn't get regular season MVP, I feel like people are gonna say that's his fault when we know it's not because he wasn't capable. Like, if let's say to your point, right? He had 32, 8 and 8. Embiid had 32, 10 and 5. Like, it was like the little difference of that is what like, you know what I mean? But people are gonna say, well, Luka wasn't good enough. It's like, nah, bro. Hey, the dude, 32, 8 and 8, bro. Like
Like I said, just one. Just one. Because Kobe had one. And Kobe's in a similar situation. That man was in his prime when he had no help. But he still won MVP at the tail end. So just be more consistent. Luka's more consistent. If he's just remain Luka and just be consistent, he's gonna win MVP. He may win it this year.
do you think they'll do that with Kyrie on the team? Because we do also know when you have those superstars, you don't really get those same votes. I mean, it happened with LeBron James. The man, his last MVP was in Miami. And the man got, I mean, yeah, he was in Miami. And
That
got,
man, how did he get MVP in Miami if they had 3 superstars on their team, bro?
I mean,
Exactly.
first of all, that's LeBron James.
Exactly. It's not always the case, Deontay, because Magic won MVPs. Bird won 3 straight MVPs.
Bird did win 3 straight. He did. He did. God, yeah, that's every time I think about that, I'm just like, man.
I
Um,
forget that. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, 3 straight MVPs. It's
but I will
like
say, but I think also, I'm thinking, I don't know, man. It's just something, I just
that man
feel
won
like
2 chips. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the man Bird won 2 chips, 3 straight regular season MVPs, and I think he had like 3 finals appearances.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, keep going, keep going.
Um, wait, what was I saying? What was I saying?
Because if you think about it, like, well, like, keep going, just keep going.
I forgot. I forgot the next thought
Luka
process in that.
MVPs, Luka MVPs,
Oh yeah, Luca and MVPs. Yeah, man. I just feel like Luca, eh, because I don't know, bro. I still think he can win a chip, but I think because of Kyrie and because of,
MVP.
huh?
You can win MVP.
I know he can't, but bro, I'm like thinking, I'm
Well, you
like
said chip. Were you talking about chip or are you talking about MVP?
MVP. I'm saying like I know he can win a championship, but the MVP, I just feel like because I feel like the external factors is what's going to stop him, not him. Like for instance, having Kyrie on the team, you got guys like Wemby right around the corner. We don't know what's going to happen with him yet. You still got the other guys, Anthony Edwards. You still have like right now the league is at that point where these guys are here, and we're about to find out who's really the next guy. Maybe not. I don't know,
I
but
think what's going to happen is what kind of happened with it kind of reminds me of Jordan. Jordan first came in the league, he was a killer. He didn't win MVP till well, dang, he won second, fourth season in the league.
yeah.
Golly. But anyway, I think Luka will start doing that. He's already shown he's a killer. I think he's actually going to start winning MVPs now.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. You know,
Because
Luka,
think about it like this, Deontay. He should have won last year, but he was fifth seed. Hey, regular season matters.
it
If you're able to take
does, bro. But
it does. It
it
does, though.
does, bro.
Has it got a first seed yet?
That
No.
man has been. Let me look up this pass. Hold on. What seeding? What seeds have he been? Let me see. Let me see. Mm, wait. Oh, I was like, what? They were fifth last year. Oh, they didn't make playoffs the year before that. They were fourth in the year before that. Then fifth the year before that, and then seventh. So basically, between five
Exactly.
and seven.
They've been
Man,
building
Russell
that
Westbrook.
team.
What Russell Westbrook won an MVP? No, I'm just kidding.
Was he ever in the first seed?
Nah,
Probably.
he won in the fifth. I don't think
Probably.
yeah, nah. I mean, I
Maybe.
get it though. The regular season, the seeding does matter. It does matter. It's just I like that argument, but I don't like that argument at the same time
No,
because
but in the grand scheme of things, it's not about the. Don't think about the MVP. Think about you. LeBron has gotten his team to a first seeds.
yeah,
LeBron. So at that point, bro, you got to deliver. It's not really about the MVP. It's about the production in the regular season and when is it leading to wins.
yeah.
So if you're getting fifth seed, fourth seed, seventh seed,
Now seven
yeah,
seed, that's definitely too far. But like 4 and 5, I'm like,
yeah, bro, you're middle of the pack as far as like the in the regular season. You catch fire in the playoffs, yes, but you gotta you see more of what I'm talking about, right?
yeah, I definitely, I
If he was a
understand
first,
why.
second seed a few years and didn't win MVP, okay, yeah, I get you.
But
I completely
yeah, I've never liked that argument. It's the same thing with, I said the same thing with LeBron and James Harden. Like, okay, numbers and everything, yes, but like, bro, when I think of like who's really, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
they've they've led their teams to top seeds.
Yeah, I just never. Oh, wait, are we running out of time? Yeah, we got 10 minutes left. Okay. Um, I just never liked that argument of like the seeding being the one of those like if you're a 2 seed, because also it could also be the record, right? You can only be 3 games behind, but that could, I mean, that's just the reality of that's how it goes. I get it, but you can only be 3 games behind, but be like 4 seeds or like 3 seeds lower, and that can be the difference between 3 and 6. Like that's one of the reasons, not the reason, but that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't always like that argument when it comes to MVPs because of those little factors.
Well, the thing is, though, Deontay, a lot of these players that we're referring to have done it consistently. They've led their teams to top seeds consistently, and it's resulted in those MVPs. My thing is, I'm not looking at it from a 1 year to year perspective. I'm looking at it from it. You've done this multiple times throughout your career, and you validated that.
Yeah,
So even if Kobe only won one MVP, he's led his team to top seeds more than once. So
what
with
year
that,
was that?
he won MVP in 2007. 2008, 2007, 2008, I believe. And I think he lost in the finals. That year he got Paul
Yeah,
Gasol.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So at that point, like, and you have the team now. So you got to lead your team to the first seed. It's just that simple. Or not first seed, sorry. You
Top
got to start
three.
hitting your
Top
team
three.
consistently.
Yeah.
Hit them more because even Dirk. You talk about Dirk being your tier two. What did you say? Well, I said it. Like he was an MVP. He led his team to the finals, and he was a consistent. He was a perennial top two seed in a conference with Tim Duncan, with Kobe Bryant, and with other great teams. So, and in Phoenix, don't forget Phoenix. He was a team. He was going up against the Phoenix Suns as far
Mm.
as rankings and the seeds and stuff like that. So I think that's a part of it. I think that's a part of now the one anomaly is Kareem when he made MVP. And I don't even think he made the playoffs, but that was like a different era, and people were like,
Yeah.
I think the players were the voters back
Yeah.
then too.
Players voted back then.
Yeah, I believe they voted that year. So that's what I think.
I mean, you're right. Luca definitely, he definitely should win one. Oh man, what if he come? What
It's
if
not about
he
the MVP. It's about sustaining the greatness that he
saying,
had. It's
yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna automatically result because that's what happens when you're that great. So just continue the greatness.
I just fear he's gonna be one of those superstars to never win it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, no, but Luca, in case you guys don't know that's watching, I've probably said this in the previous podcast, but Luca is the first player that I've watched with my own two eyes, not like I went back and watched on YouTube, but no, I'm seeing this man for the first time, like everybody else, and I said he can be better than LeBron James. Oh my goodness, like this
Yeah,
dude.
you said that. You said that several times.
Yes, bro. I'm like, this dude can be better than LeBron James. What the what? um, but with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the podcast. As we mentioned, thank you guys for watching. Our next episode, not even sure what we're gonna do as far as the next one, but I do know we're gonna have another tier list, and the next one is gonna be the NBA's greatest athletes. We're not necessarily talking about wins and losses here. We can use that to equate why they were great athletes, but it's not the same thing. Not the same. We're talking about just athletes, athletic gifts and skill sets and all that stuff, talent, whatever you want to call it. That's the next week's or the next tier list that we're gonna do whenever we get to that. So tune in and hope you guys stay safe out there. We are signing off.
Wait, yeah, before you get funny.
What?
So you can do another. You want to do another? What's it called?
We have 5 minutes on this one.
You want to do another thumbnail? So you
Oh,
get with those
yeah,
ones.
yeah. A
Okay.
thumbnail?
Are you okay? Okay, cool. You good? You good?
Yeah.
I bet.
Like you want to do it like you mean like now? Wait, are we doing a thumbnail now?
No, I was asking if you wanted to do a thumbnail. You
Yeah,
said
we
you're
can try
good.
to do another one because I'm pretty sure we practiced one and then we did another one. So we can just throw another one in just to see. What if I do like I don't know what else have I done? I did the hat. I did the I forgot I did another one. What did I do? What if I do like a what if I do
We
like
just did one. We just did one. I'm like, I did that on purpose. You're thinking, and I did a thinking face looking at my phone. So literally, we just did one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
that's tough. That's tough. Okay. Well, I guess we got a couple options now. We didn't practice like 16 different poses.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.